coach. You came in kind of a clean slate. Which of the linebackers have impressed you the most so far?
Yeah, the three veterans that have been around, Easton, Mason, and Eric, have been probably the three from a leadership standpoint, and from just kind of understanding the new structure, the new terminology. Have really kind of understood it the quickest, and are seeing more impact plays from those three. Easton's done a really good job of being our mic, kind of leading the communication on the field, but excited about both Mason and Eric. You know, the playmaking ability, making some big time plays for us at different times, because we've thrown a lot at them already in the first 3 weeks. Multiple coverages, and then every day you're going to see we're going to have to defend plenty of offense every day from Coach Riley and the offense here. So I feel like we've improved. I don't know if that means we're good. It just means that we're getting better.
And one other thing for me, Danton Lynn's talked about using this spring to develop an identity defensively. Do you feel like your room has an identity right now?
Well, I think big picture, looking for the identity for the defense. I think within kind of a subculture within our room, I think our guys are creating some continuity with cohesiveness in there. I really like how guys like Eric and Mason and Easton are leaning into and helping guys like Dez and Elijah Newby, some of our younger kids continue to develop, because at some point, special teams or defense, we're going to need those guys to step up.
Eric has such a unique skill set and body. How do you feel like that fits the way you like to use linebackers, the way this system likes to use linebackers?
It is definitely, he's atypical. You want big, long athletes. You typically don't have a 6'6" linebacker, but he can impact some things. He's got rush value. He's big in zones. When we're playing just some big zone defense, all of a sudden his arms go from the hash to the numbers. He's just a big body out there. I think we're going to continue to find some other sub packages, ways to utilize his, because he's twitchy too. He's not just a big long kid, but he runs well. He understands football. Asks some tremendous questions in meetings. Always trying to get better.
As a coach, are you kind of like challenging yourself to be like, okay, how can we fix or not fix, but like kind of change what we've normally done to accommodate someone like him?
Well, a little bit. Trying to find ways that we can utilize Sam. Right now he's playing both Sam and Will, and so trying to really kind of push the envelope. He's a veteran. He's been around. He's been on the grass in big situations. Let's see what he can do. Not necessarily trying to overload him, but kind of get him out of his comfort zone.
Someone like Elijah Newby was already kind of in the recruiting class by the time you got hired. What have you learned about him?
Was naturally more of an edge kid in the high school level. A little raw, playing off the football, but the upside is that he has great football IQ, understands the game, and is very intentional about questions and watching film and being around the veterans. And you hear questions when I'm talking to someone over here. He's asking one of our veterans, so wants to be good, and I think that's a huge indicator of just unlimited ceiling for that young man.
What's the challenge for Rajon being limited this spring?
Well, he has two bad hands right now, a bad wrist and a bad hand. Limited in contact, really only getting reps in 7-on-7 and non-contact situations. Just one of those unfortunate deals happened like day 2 or 3. Braced himself, probably didn't want to use his bad wrist, and all of a sudden, had a slight fracture in his hand. So makes you sick when players get hurt, and that's the negative part of the game.
With Eric, I know there's always been talk about his weight and how much weight he needs to gain. Is that something you guys are continuing
pushing
to harp
the envelope?
on?
Yep. Oh yeah, we talk about it consistently. He's 220 now. When I came out and watched bowl prep, he wasn't 220 by any means. So we're in a good spot, but he knows that there's probably another 5 to 10 pounds in there. Big long kid. I don't think it'll impact his suddenness or his ability to run or change direction.
Coach, has it been a big adjustment for you, kind of subjugating yourself from the head coach mentality to assistant head coach?
Yeah, it has been. It's been a good thing for me. I know, when you're a head coach, you're worried about everybody. Now I get to worry about, a room and a little bit the defense overall. I kind of smile at times when coach has those moments or has those issues. Like, that's on you now. But no, he's allowed me to interject and to ask questions, and he's come and asked me. So, probably allows me to still at times put that head coaching hat on, or maybe how we'd have done things differently, or if I have any thoughts on how we can adjust practice. But it's been good. I've really enjoyed my first 3 months here.
When it comes to recruiting, have you had to change your style for USC compared?
Well, I think at my last institution and this one, you have a brand at both that's known from coast to coast. Here, it's just a bigger pull. You're recruiting a different style of kid, but kids are kids. It doesn't matter if they come from Southern Cal or if they're in Fargo, North Dakota. They want to win. They want to be around people that care. They want to be somewhere that's going to help develop them so they can be the best version of themselves. And I think that's the thing that we're selling right now, especially as a defensive staff, is this is a place where you're going to get on the front end of something that's building and growing daily right now.
I know Lincoln felt that Desmond Stevens was kind of another great recruit. What's he shown you so far?
I'm really excited about his development. I mean, he's 235 right now. He moves really well. He's one of those kids that didn't know a lot about him, but you get him on the grass, he just kind of has that. He understands football. He kind of has a natural feel for it, and that's not always the case. The transition from high school to college can be a huge step for a lot of kids, and he's made it pretty gracefully right now. And now it's just getting him out of his comfort zone, continuing to push him to better himself.
How do you feel like Easton and Eric just complement one another with their size differences?
Well, I think Easton is kind of a prototypical Mike in what we're looking to do. Very headsy, very smart. Was Pac-12 all Pac-12 last year at Oregon State. Is a perfectionist. And then you got a guy like Eric who plays multiple spots. And Eric is all about the next play is the most important one. And so they complement each other because we need them both to be a little bit. You got to learn, burn, return. The last play is not great. Learn from it. We got to get back to the next one. We can't let it influence or impact, us getting better on the next play.
Thank you, Coach.
You bet.
Is your voice usually like this 3 weeks in?
It's usually like this every day after practice. So.